In the heart of a noisy city, surrounded by tall buildings and crowded buses, lived a quiet 14-year-old boy named Ayan. His days were as routine as the trains that passed his school window: wake up, go to class, come home, do homework, sleep, repeat. He wasn't the smartest in the room, nor the loudest. He didn't shine in sports, and his clothes were often hand-me-downs. But inside him, buried under silence, stares, and second guesses, was something else. A quiet fire, a yearning. He didn't know for what exactly. He just knew he was meant for more. But when you live in a place where people are always rushing, always tired, always distracted, you begin to believe that dreaming is foolish. Ayan did. Every time he raised his hand in class and got ignored, every time he tried to speak and stumbled over his words, a voice inside whispered, "You're not special. Sit down." So he did. One day, walking home under gray skies, Ayan passed an alleyway he'd never noticed before. It wasn't much, just a narrow street between old shops, but something about it pulled him in. As he stepped through, he saw a man sitting beside a table, sketching with a broken pencil on scraps of cardboard. The man looked up and smiled. "You look like you've got a question you're too afraid to ask." Ayan blinked. "Do I?" The man chuckled. "The ones who carry fire inside often do." Ayan wasn't sure why, but he sat down beside him. They talked about art, about life, about being overlooked. The man said his name was Solomon, and that he once worked in a high-rise office wearing ties and giving speeches. "But it wasn't my path," he said, holding up his hands. "These were made to create, not conform." Before Ayan left, Solomon handed him a scrap of cardboard with scribbled words. "You were meant for more." Ayan kept it, in his pocket, in his heart. But the next day, life returned to its usual noise. Tests, chores, expectations. Ayan showed the note to no one. He convinced himself it was silly. A stranger in an alley? What did he know? And yet, he started drawing again. He used to love it as a child. With every stroke of his pencil, it was like he was remembering who he was before the world told him who to be. But doubt clung like shadows. Who was he to dream? His parents worked 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. Teachers told him to focus on real subjects. Friends called his drawings cute. It wasn't until a school assembly, when the principal asked for students to submit art for the new hallway mural, that something shifted. For a week, Ayan wrestled with himself. Fear told him to stay invisible, but that scrap of cardboard, now worn and creased, whispered otherwise. Late one night, heart pounding, he submitted his sketch anonymously. Days passed, then weeks. No mention of the mural. Ayan tried to forget. Maybe it wasn't good enough. Maybe he wasn't. Then, one morning, he walked into school and stopped cold. His drawing, was painted across the hallway wall. Bright colors, bold lines. It looked alive. Underneath, in black paint, were the same words Solomon had written. "You were meant for more." Students gathered. Teachers smiled. One of them asked aloud, "Who made this?" Ayan hesitated. But something inside him, maybe the fire, pushed him forward. "I did," he said softly. The room went still. And then, applause. You'd think that would be the happy ending. But no hero's journey is that easy. The attention brought opinions. Some students teased him, saying he got lucky. Others accused him of copying from the internet. Even his father, tired and skeptical, warned him not to get distracted by art. Ayan felt crushed. Maybe they were right. Maybe this was a mistake. But he went back to the alley. Solomon wasn't there, only a new message, spray-painted on the wall. "If the world tries to silence you, speak louder with your life." So Ayan kept going. He drew more, he shared more, he entered small contests, posted sketches online, painted classroom walls. Not for fame, not for praise, but because it made him feel like he was finally breathing after holding it in for so long. People started noticing. A teacher helped him apply for a city art program. His mom framed one of his drawings. Even his father, one night over dinner, said, "I saw your art on the community board. You've got something, son." Ayan smiled. "I know." The road back. Years passed. Ayan's name slowly found its way into